Namaste to all. An interesting question. The question is, you say that Vedas are eternal. You say that Vedas emanate from Almighty God. But Kapil Muni, who is the greatest philosopher who lived so many thousand years back, he says Vedas are not eternal. He says very clearly that he uses the word na nityatvam. He says that Vedas are non-eternal. How do you justify his words? Do you accept Kapil Muni as a philosopher is also another question. Yes, I truly accept. My Acharya has very high regards to Kapil Muni, and my Acharya has explained Sankhya Darshana many times to us. Even my Acharya has clarified the same sutra where we get common doubt on why Kapil Muni says Vedas are non-eternal. He says indeed that Vedas are non-eternal. But please listen to this video full to understand why he says like that. Vedas are not non-eternal. Vedas are eternal. But let's understand the statement of Kapil Muni. 5 by 45 Sutra says, Na nityatvam vedanam karyatvashrutehe. Na nityatvam vedanam. Vedas are, na means not, nityatvam means eternal. Vedas are not eternal. But he does not stop with that statement. He does not say Vedas are not eternal. If he has told only this statement, na nityatvam vedanam, that means he says Vedas are not eternal. But he says, karyatva shrutehe. Karya hone se, sunne se, Vedas are not eternal, he says. First of all, what is karya? We will understand. Karya means what? Karya means effect. There are two things. One is karya, other one is karan. Karan means cause, karya means effect. For example, this world is a effect. The world is an effect of some cause. Who is the cause of the world, or what is the cause of the world? The cause of the world is not Almighty God. The cause of the world is Prakriti. God is only an efficient cause, means nimitta karana. Nimitta means a minute, very, very minute power, insignificant power of Almighty God acts on Prakriti and the world gets created. So the world is an effect, karya. Karan of the world is Prakriti. Moola karana, we can say that material cause. For example, you see a pot. The moment you see a pot, you say, okay, this is a clay pot. You know that clay is the raw material of the pot, so you say clay pot. Similarly, when we understand this universe, we understand this universe possesses Rajagun, Tamagun, Satagun. This universe is non-alive. So then we will understand this is not made from a non-alive matter. That non-alive matter which has Rajagun, Tamagun, Satagun is Prakriti. So God creates. God is only Nimitta Karana. He is only a kind of, let's say, an efficient cause. He just uses his power, minute power on Prakriti, the universe gets created. So Karya is this world, effect is this world. Karan is the Prakriti. The cause is Prakriti. So we must understand. So here he says, Vedas are not eternal, Karyatva Shrutehe. Because what he is trying to imply, he says Vedas are not eternal because you are listening Vedas. You are listening Vedas in sound form. Because you are listening or you are trying to understand in sound form. Sound is created after the universe gets created, right? When the universe is in pralaya stage, when the universe is not created, there is no sound, because for sound needs vibration, energy, etc. So when the universe does not get created, there is no sound. So sound is a part of the effect. Sound is part of this universe. When I am able to speak to you, are able to listen to me, because I am creating the sound. Whether I create a Vedic sound or non-Vedic sound, it is non-eternal. So he says, Vedana means Dvani Rupa Veda. The sound form of Vedas is not eternal. He does not say Vedas is not eternal. He acknowledges in many other sutras, even in the next sutra, he says it is from Almighty God, it is eternal. But he says that Dvani Rupa Vedas. That means when I chant Ved mantra in the sound form, that is not Ved, that is not eternal. That is Vedas only, but it is not eternal. My Acharya gives a further clarity here. My Acharya says if a car is going from place A to place B, the car is moving from A to B. Along with the car, the person inside the car also will move from A to B. Not necessary that he moves. He is stationary inside the car. Car is moving, he is not moving. But car, because he is inside the car, he also moves from A to B, right? So even though the sound form of Vedas is not eternal, the sound form of Vedas can exist only when the world exists. Even though the sound form of Vedas is not eternal, the knowledge inside that sound form is eternal. Because why? Because it is emanating from Almighty God, inspired by Almighty God, spoken out by a rishi. Who is creating the sound form? The sound is created by a human being, is a rishi. First, when the knowledge of the Vedas is given to the heart of the rishi spoke the Vedas. The speaking action is not eternal. Speaking action will stop when the universe gets destroyed, so it is not eternal. But even though the speaking action is not eternal, what is conveyed inside the speaking action is eternal Vedas, eternal knowledge. So this is what Kapil Muni means by mentioning Vedanam na nityatvam. He says the Dhvani Roop Vedas are not eternal. The Dhvani Roop Vedas, the knowledge contained inside the Dhvani Roop Vedas are eternal. That we must understand. Vedas are eternal. Why? This world is created from Prakriti. The world has got similar quality of Prakriti. Prakriti is non-alive, world is non-alive. Prakriti is changeable, the world is changeable. Prakriti converts its form from Prakriti to universe, universe converts its form from universe to Prakriti. So similar nature. Similarly, when Almighty God creates the knowledge of the Vedas also has the same quality of Almighty God. God is all powerful, Vedas are all powerful. God is eternal, Vedas are eternal. God is uncreated, Vedas are uncreated, because the knowledge of the Vedas is inside Almighty God. Please understand that. So the Kapil Muni does not say that Vedas are not eternal in a literal sense. He says Dhvani Roop Vedas are not eternal. The sound, I make a sound to you, the sound is not eternal. The sound will get settled after the universe gets over. When the universe does not exist, sound cannot, even the sound cannot travel in space also, if you know vacuum also. So when the universe does not exist, naturally the sound of the Vedas will not exist. But Vedas are not sound, Vedas are the knowledge. We create the sound of the Vedas because we have been given the instrument by Almighty God, right? So this is what Kapil Muni means by this sutra. And also there may be another question that Kapil Muni has made another statement here. You see, the question comes to the question is, when Sankhya Darshana he writes this sutra, some people are asking him, if you say that Vedas are not eternal, that means Vedas are not produced by Almighty God. It's produced by non-eternal beings like human beings. Kapil Muni rejects that claim. Kapil Muni says, no, it does not matter. If anything is not eternal, it does not mean that it is a production of human beings. He clarifies, see, na aporusheyatvat nityatvam ankur adivat. He says that, see, ankur, there is ankur means we can say sprout. You would have seen sprout, it's sprouting. When you put a seed, it starts sprouting. Ankur, that's called as ankur. The first action from the seed, the next step is ankurat. So he says ankur has got produced. You go to a field and you see ankur. Okay, this ankur is non-eternal. Of course, you know it is non-eternal. It will get destroyed one day. So you cannot say that because it is non-eternal, this ankur is produced by human being. No, it is not produced by human being. It is produced by apurushayatvat. It is an action of non-human. It is an action of non-human means here Almighty God. Similarly, the Dhvani Roop Vedas, even though it is non-eternal, it is from Almighty God. It is due to Almighty God that we are able to speak the Vedas. See, if God has not given the knowledge of the Vedas inside the Rishi, how the Rishi can pronounce Veda mantras? The pronunciation action, the sound is not eternal, but the knowledge required to pronounce that everything is from eternal Almighty God. So Kapil Muni says Ankuratvat. When the Ankur exists, you cannot say that Ankur is non-eternal. It is definitely produced by human being. No, Ankur is not produced by human being. You go inside a room, you go inside an auditorium or a cinema theater, nobody is present, you find so many chairs. You will not say that these chairs are creation of Almighty God. You know that these chairs are creation of human being. You know it by your own knowledge. When you go somewhere, when something exists, you can understand, is it created by God or is it created by human being? But Ankur for sure, or a plant or a tree or a leaf, you can surely say this leaf is not created by human being. This leaf is created from the earth, and it is an automatic process, natural process. So it's not a human being's product. It is created by Apurushetvat. It is not a human. Purusha means human being, Apurusha means not human being. Similarly, Vedas are not from human beings. Vedas are Apurushetvat. Who is that Apurusha? Is Almighty God. So Kapil Muni clarifies Vedas are from Almighty God, but only the sound form, because sound is existing only when the universe exists. When the universe gets destroyed, sound does not exist. So the sound form of Vedas is not eternal, but the knowledge inside the sound form and the way to create the sound. For example, Om is there. Om can be pronounced only as Om, because the knowledge of the God says you have to pronounce Om as Om, not as Am. Please understand. So this knowledge of pronouncing Om is coming from Almighty God, but the sound of Om is not eternal. When I say Om, it is not eternal, it is a non-eternal action. It got created, it will get destroyed. When the universe gets extra destroyed, every Om sound will get destroyed. But Om will not get destroyed. Om is Almighty God. Om is the name of the Almighty God. The Om and the relation between Om and Almighty God will always exist. This is eternal. So Kapil Muni never says that Vedas are not eternal. Dhvani Roop Vedas are not eternal. So we must understand this philosophy very, very deeply. When we try to understand, wow, what a philosophy, how anybody can think like this. Rishi Munis can think like this. Rishi Muni can explain, my Acharya explained, I am trying to give to you. I don't know if I conveyed what my Acharya explained to me, but my Acharya explained this sutra for like 1 hour. These 2-3 sutras, my Acharya, like na aporushayatvat nityatvam ankuradivat, my Acharya probably explained for 30 minutes. I try to explain in 2-3 minutes. So, the depth of an Acharya, because of his samadhi, he links so many examples also. I try to give one example of chair, but my Acharya can give hundreds of examples like that. So we must understand that just because something is non-eternal, we cannot say this is a product of human being. Non-eternal things, for example, this universe is not eternal, but it's not a product of human being. When you see the sun, moon, we know the sun will destroy one day, moon will get destroyed one day, but sun and moon is not product of human being. It's from Apurushetva. This is from Almighty God, who is an efficient cause in the universe creation. So Kapil Muni does not deny Almighty God, does not deny the eternity of Vedas. He's just trying to clarify what is eternal, what is non-eternal, and why the Dhvani Roop Vedas are non-eternal. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.